to get started, we're going to go with the payroll automation. And to get that set up, the first thing that you're going to want to do is get to the overtime configurations. And in the top right corner, you're going to click create. And as you can see, it is completely blank because with 50 different states, there's about 50 different overtime rules, and we can't necessarily tell you exactly what you'll have to implement for your company to be compliant for labor laws, but we have all of the options for you. So if you haven't done so already, I would suggest talking to a labor lawyer or someone who's been in the business for a long time that you trust, that understands it all, and set this up. Because like I said, we cannot legally tell you exactly what you have to do, but once you would go through, set it up, you could see all of the ones that we had pre-existing. You will then go to your drivers tab, find a driver, click on compensation, and then you're able to give them the overtime configuration that you choose. So if you're on the border of a state and this driver is going to be always in, say, like North Carolina, and the other one's going to be in South Carolina, or West Virginia and Pennsylvania, or Texas and Oklahoma, you're going to be able to assign this to a specific driver to make sure that they're paid a certain rate. And then this is ever evolving. When we released this back at the expo in Las Vegas at Route Consultants, we had the hourly pay with overtime. The alternative, which is it's going to take the greater of the hourly or their stop pay, a stop threshold, and then with a lot of feedback, these were the next two that we implemented. So if we see that it's going to help out a majority of contractors and it's something that's wanted and needed in the industry, we are more than happy to develop it and get it in here. So if you have a pay that you use, all you'll need to do is send it to feedback@groundcloud.com, and it'll go to the appropriate people to get it implemented into our roadmap and get that feature out for you guys. But within this driver profile, you're then able to select their hourly rate. So if you need to give your BC a different rate than a driver, you're able to do that. If you need to give pay raises for their stops, you're able to do that. And like I said, able to put their overtime configuration. So then after that, you just go to the payroll automation. You want to select the pay period that you are implementing, apply it. Then in order to get the hours, you would have to approve their time cards, download the CSV or Excel sheet. And then as you can see, it shows the dates that the payroll is being run. This would show how many hours they worked under 40 or their overtime hours, total hours worked, the hourly rate, what they would have been compensated for their hourly rate, how many stops they would have done, their pay rate, what their compensation would have been based off of their stop pay. And then for the flat rate, we have days worked. So this is a new column. It's called Derived regular rate. And what this is for is if you were to choose the hourly or stops, you will then need to back calculate what their hourly rate would have been if they were to be paid hourly, because it's very common for labor laws to say, if you're denoting them as an hourly rate employee, that is their base hourly rate that they can never earn below. So if you do have a stop rate for them and they get paid more than that, this derived hourly rate might change to $20 an hour or $24 an hour. But the per stop rate is really good in incentivizing a driver to do more stops. So even if they're getting paid more per hour, they might be more efficient and work less hours. So this is here to protect you on the pay stub, you'd be able to select this rate and put that on their pay stub of this is what their hourly rate is. And that's the reason it has been added. But that is payroll in a nutshell.